The Arizona State Sun Devils fell to the Colorado Buffaloes by a score of 34-31 here at Sun Devil Stadium. My name's Quinn Jamison alongside TJ Matheson, Sean Salehi. TJ, my first question's for you. Colorado, they arguably lost their two best players on offense and defense in Laviska Shenault and Mustafa Johnson. How was the team able to respond and still be so successful on both sides of the ball?
Well, it was just who was going to step up, and in this case, it was Katie Nixon, the number 2 receiver, Shenault's high school teammate, and then Tony Brown, a Texas Tech transfer, comes in here, has one of his best games as a Buffalo, 9 catches, 150 yards. He caught all 3 of Steven Montez's touchdowns. Then you had Katie Nixon as well, 6 catches for 98 yards. You also have to compliment Steven Montez, really inconsistent performer, but tonight he was about as flawless as it got, threw for 337 yards. And then on the defensive side, it all came down to one big play. When Mustafa Johnson came out, the Buffaloes really weren't generating much of a pass rush, and they're going to have to turn it over to their secondary to try and make a play, and that's what they did. Darian Rakestraw, who was already in place of Aaron Maddox, who suffered an injury last week, came in and made the biggest play of the night for Colorado, and ASU was driving down, score tied at 31, about 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He picks off Jaden Daniels on a slant route in the end, keeps ASU out of the end zone, and prevents them from taking the lead, and in the hand gives the ball back to Steven Montez for the Buffs to ice the game on a game-winning field goal.
And you mentioned Jaden Daniels. He had an up-and-down game. He showed a lot of positive signs. He passed for over 300 yards. But at the end, he did have that interception in the last 2 minutes, and he wasn't able to put Arizona State in that position to win when the team needed him most. Sean, how would you evaluate his performance overall and how he handled the moment there with all the pressure on his back?
Well, I think Jaden has shown throughout the season that he is one of the most poised quarterbacks in this entire country, especially as a true freshman. What he did last week at Michigan State, 75,000 people barking down his throat, driving the ASU down the field to set up the game-winning touchdown by Benjamin, that was incredible. And so obviously he didn't have the same kind of magic stuff in his back pocket tonight. Was 0 for 3 on pass attempts, really 0 for 4 on that final drive where they ended up turning it over on downs. And it came back to bite him, but that interception is something that he'll definitely look at in the film room. Coaches will understand that that's just comes with having a freshman quarterback. If Herm Edwards has said throughout the time since he named Jaden Daniels as the starter that there's going to be bumps in the road, and tonight this was one of them. I mean, it hurts a little bit more for ASU, obviously coming in at 24th overall in the country, but it wouldn't shock me if Jaden Daniels is able to put this behind him and the Devils continue to move forward.
There's no doubt about it. Jaden Daniels is full of potential. Up next for the Sun Devils, the 23rd ranked Cal Bears coming off a win over Ole Miss. Just give me a quick score prediction and maybe a standout performer next week.
Well, I'm going to say this ASU defense is going to turn around. They really got shredded by Steven Montez in this Buffs offense this week. So I'm going to say a bit of a low-scoring game. I'm going to honestly say Cal on top, 19-16, but this ASU defense shows out, gets a couple of interceptions.
Sean?
I'm going to say 17-14. I agree with TJ. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. 2 of the better defenses in the Pac-12, and it's going to be a pivotal game. I mean, going up to Berkeley, then they have a game back here against Wazoo. It's going to be a long stretch for Arizona State, but they need to string a couple of wins together if they want to get back into the race in the South.
Well, you heard it here first. Alongside TJ Matheson, Sean Salehi, I'm Quinn Jamison reporting Blaze Radio.